We know some of you are moving, we know some of you are interested in moving, and we want you to know we put a special package together just for you. What I want you to do is go to revivaltoday.com/moving. Fill out that form, and then once we get that form, we'll send you a special package that's full of resources to help you get to know Pittsburgh. We're so excited. We know you are so excited, and we can't wait to see you at Revival Today Church.
Welcome to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, as Dallas and I are here to announce our next big move, biggest move we've ever made for Revival Today. Behind me is a building that will look nothing like it looks right now when we finish. We're on just under 5 acres of property that we've just finished purchasing, which is going to give us the ability to have a state-of-the-art studio. And in that studio, something I've wanted to have for a long time, which is a live studio audience. It's going to be a 500-seat building when we finish with it that'll give us the ability to touch the world with our broadcasts. This facility is going to give me the ability to do what I've really missed, which is having you in the audience to minister to personally. Obviously, you can't beat the reach of digital media. We touch the whole world every day, but we have the ability now with this to lay hands on people, pray for people that are sick, a place where you can bring people that are drug addicted, demonized, and really give them the ministry that you can't get on YouTube and Facebook. I can't wait. And then beyond that, we're going to announce the launch of Revival Today Church. We're going to hold Holy Ghost church services every Sunday morning. I'll be there most Sunday mornings. This isn't going to be like some little side project. We're going to give you and your family a place you can go that's a soul-winning church that values the presence of God, where you can get prayed for and ministered to, where there's not a critical race theory lecture or a mass and social distancing 10 minutes of no talking to anybody in the lobby. None of that. We're going to have a place where you're free and where you're free to experience the presence of God.
I'm incredibly excited because I know a lot of you have been asking about different meetings and events that we couldn't have during COVID, and trust me, we tried so hard. So this really frees us up to do everything that we want to do with healing meetings and women's conferences. So I am so looking forward to seeing you and having you be a part of this.
So I want to give you a twofold call to action. Number one, if your church turned in to a liberal nightmare in 2020 and you need a place to go, I would be happy to have you at our church. Number two, if you are a partner or a friend of our ministry, Revival Today, this is the biggest move by far we've ever made. By the time we finish remodeling that building, the acquiring of the property, you're looking at a couple of M's. So if you would stand with us now, I'll say thank you ahead of time. Pray and ask the Holy Ghost what He would have you to do. You've been so generous, and I thank you ahead of time for your extreme generosity. I know I speak on behalf of my wife, everybody here at Revival Today when I say we love you very much. And now I can say I look forward to seeing you face to face here at the new home of Revival Today.
Hey.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Check the Market. Today, beautiful Monday morning here in Pittsburgh. The clouds are out. It's awesome. Canado, good morning. Joshua, Ty, Wild 22. Lithium Americas. Nice. D&D Investments. Gary, go cryptos, absolutely. To the moon. Abby, good morning. Tony, good morning. Joshua, bullish on Trip GE. Bullish on GE. GE used to be one of the stocks that I was invested in. I was actually direct invested in them. They recently had a stock split. What makes you bullish on GE? They have been really trying to turn around the company. Good morning, James. Sir Matthew Kennedy III, good morning. How was everybody's weekend? Hope everybody got their trades in for this morning. Market's going to open here in a couple of seconds, and the futures are down slightly. It was a pretty good day on Friday. Did anybody invest in any real estate investment trusts? Let's see here, just a couple more seconds till the market opens. Has Bitcoin replaced gold? U.S. lawmakers push to support crypto. So we have some good news on the crypto front. Cryptos are cranking this weekend. And the market's open. And let's take a look. Dow Jones is down, S&P 500 is down, everything's down a little bit. Let's take a look at cryptocurrencies before we get into it this morning. Market's down a little bit. Bitcoin almost unchanged. Ethereum down about 2%. XRP back down to 104, but it's still above $1, so that's good. Cardano 220. Dogecoin is up. Dogecoin doing good. Look at that. They had a nice spike. That must have been a glitch or something. Oh, that's all time. Looking at the wrong chart here. Last 24 hours. Oh, they did have a spike up. Good morning, Sandra, Julia, Mike from Virginia Beach. Let's get right into it. Morning blessings to you too, Maria. We're going to get into it, look at some cryptocurrencies today. I got some stocks too that I took a look at, and I'll be sharing those with you a little later. Holding your crypto. What are your thoughts on investing in penny stocks for absolute beginners? I think it would be a good learning experience. Just don't invest too much money. I think everybody should invest in a little bit of crypto in the beginning. Or not crypto, penny stocks. Just to learn about swings. I think it could teach you really not to become emotionally involved. Because especially if you're investing in some volatile penny stocks, because it can go south real quick. Canada, any word on XRP being relisted? I haven't heard anything about XRP being relisted. They're still discussing all of those things. We should hear some news soon. They keep saying that there's news coming. That's awesome, Sandra. I'm happy for you. Her Coinbase doubled since June. That's good. Financial advisors pitch Bitcoin to investors to offset portfolio losses. New managed crypto accounts are taking advantage of tax loss harvesting loophole. So it looks like this is becoming a little bit more mainstream here. Let's see the article. This is from the Wall Street Journal. So this is not just from like any website. He was. XRP to the moon. That's what I say. Let's see the article. Some financial advisors have a new sales pitch for investors. You win when Bitcoin goes up, and you can win when it goes down. Look at that. There's opportunity, and this is the tip of the day. I'm just going to tell it to you early. There's opportunity in every market.
Oh, yeah.
Every market condition, there's opportunity. No matter if the stock is going up, if the stock market's going down. It doesn't matter. There's always opportunity for you to make money. There's so many different tools, so many different stocks, ETFs, funds that you can invest in. There's always a way to make money in every market condition. So that is my tip of the day. Learn to look for opportunity. When you're looking at articles, when you're reading articles, financial articles, whatever, a lot of times, especially right now, everybody's so negative. But learn to, even when you read those articles, be like, oh, well, that's an opportunity right there. That's an opportunity right there. And you can make money that way. A lot of times, what I've realized is that when these experts, in quotation marks, experts, say to do something or to not do something, if you do the opposite, you'll actually make money. Invest the average, yes. All right, continue. Let's see the article. Some financial advisors have a new sales pitch for investors. You win when Bitcoin goes up, and you can win when it goes down. The wealth management industry is starting to make the case that cryptocurrencies have a place alongside stocks and bonds and investment portfolios, even retirement accounts. A number of personal money managers are offering products that let investors buy their own stashes of Bitcoin, Ether, and other digital currencies through their brokerage accounts. Cryptocurrencies have surged this year as investors, many flush with cash from government stimulus checks, have chased for the potential for gains. Bitcoin breached 63,000 in the spring, a 2,000% increase since the end of December. Continue. October, that's right. Big losses can follow big gains in investing, and cryptocurrencies are no different. Bitcoin shed half of its peak value through July, but remains up 50% for the year. Ether, another popular cryptocurrency, has held up better, rising threefold in 2021. But rather than stomaching crypto losses, financial advisors are pitching investors a way to use them to offset investment profits elsewhere. Here's the pitch. Investors can buy Bitcoin, Ether, and other cryptocurrencies through their broker. If cryptocurrencies fall by a certain amount, the accounts are set to automatically sell the digital coins, generating a taxable loss that can be used to offset other investment gains. The accounts then buy the coins back in a short time for around the same price or even less. Continue. Doing this is a no-no with stocks, bonds, options, and many other securities, thanks to the wash sale rules that restrict capital loss deductions when investors purchase an asset within 30 days of selling it for a loss. Cryptocurrencies evade the rules, probably not for long, because they are considered property by the Internal Revenue Service, but that's likely to change soon. The House Ways and Means Committee approved a proposal to treat cryptos like other securities that, if enacted, would kick in January 1st. Lawmakers project that the proposal, which is part of a package of proposed tax increases to help pay for a $3.5 trillion, which is still in negotiations at this point, will raise $17 billion over a decade. Continue. And we can continue to the next article. Exxon sees green gold in algae-based fuels. Skeptics see greenwashing. The oil giant under pressure to address climate change. A couple of months ago, they had some activist investors, green activist investors, voted onto their board. So this could be, they have been trying to do this for a while though. So if they can get this down, if this actually works, this could be a huge opportunity for Exxon. Let's see the article. Some scientists regard ExxonMobil Corp's long-running quest to turn algae into a transportation fuel, excuse me, as little more than a PR stunt. The oil giant says they are wrong. Using genetic engineering, Exxon says it's closer to its goal of fueling jet planes and heavy trucks with oil distilled from the tiny organisms. With government subsidies and incentives, it says it's on pace to make algae biofuel commercially viable by the end of the decade. So that's interesting right there. Skeptics abound. Nearly every major oil company has abandoned algae research after a flurry of investment at the start of the last decade yielded few results. Exxon heavily touts its efforts in nearly ubiquitous advertisements featuring ponds of green algae that portray the company as a leader in developing the fuels of the future. So are they just trying to increase their image, make their image better, or are they actually doing this? Continue. Exxon claimed a breakthrough in 2017 but has yet to demonstrate results. The company profitably produces commercial quantities of the biofuel. Scientists familiar with algae research say doubts will remain. Vijay Swarup, Exxon's vice president for research and development, says he's aware of the perception that the company is using algae research to burnish its green credentials. Exxon made overly optimistic promises that have fed that criticism, Mr. Swarup said, but the project and its progress are real. There's always this irrational optimism and exuberance in the beginning. You have to have a vision, and that it's show the progress. Continue. Canada thinks they're greenwashing. We'll see. Continue. If they actually produce a viable product that they can show, that definitely would be a plus for this company, especially in the ESG investment environment that we have now, where people are looking at the environmental, social governance structures of companies. The allure of algae is obvious. One of the most abundant organisms on Earth, algae captures carbon dioxide. When used as fuel, could reduce life cycle carbon emissions by more than 50% compared with fossil fuels. According to some research, algae can grow in saltwater or non-arable land, meaning it wouldn't compete with agricultural products as corn-based ethanol does. Exxon is pursuing its algae research with Viridis Inc., a San Diego-based company co-founded by genomics pioneer J. Craig Venter. For years, Viridis has altered algae using the gene editing tool CRISPR and other technologies, hoping to increase the fat content of algae cells to produce more oil while bolstering their ability to grow. But what is technically possible in laboratory doesn't always translate to the field, leaving doubts among other scientists about whether these efforts could yield enough quantities of oilier algae to produce biofuel at commercial scale. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on this. With Exxon, I think Exxon was a good company. I think they still are. They're probably just trying to increase their image so they can get better rates on debt, since ESG is going to start playing a factor in all of that. Continue. Glowing green uranium. Uranium is a good investment. It's been going up, and the Wall Street Bets boys have been hyping it. They've been hyping uranium, and so it's been going up. I've been invested in UU, and it's done well for me. Yeah, absolutely. I think uranium definitely, because they can't power everything that they're planning to power with just wind or solar or geothermal or whatever else they consider green. Nuclear has to be included. And there's companies right now that are investing in these small, I gotta see if I can find that article again. I think I've had it on here before. They're They're small nuclear reactors that run off of waste from nuclear energy, from big nuclear energy facilities, from power plants, nuclear energy power plants. So they use the waste of that to run small neighborhoods. So you'd have one of these small little nuclear reactor in a subdivision, and it powers the whole thing. They're not publicly traded though. I've been looking for a company like that to invest in. Right now, they're only available on the private market. Delta Air ticket sales improve, reinstates initial Q3 revenue view. So Delta has came out with a glim view there at the beginning of September, end of August, about how travel is going down again and all that. But now ticket sales have improved, so they reinstated their initial third quarter revenue view. Have you looked into Songbird? Seems XRP holders are getting. Songbird. I'll have to look into that. Let's see the article for Delta. Delta Airlines said on Sunday that its ticket sales had stabilized and started to improve, putting it on course to deliver third quarter revenue within its original forecast for a 30 to 35% drop versus corresponding 2019 levels. This is an improvement from its projection last month when it adjusted the forecast to the lower end of that range after a resurgence in cases. The airline is due to report results for the quarter through September on October 13th. So we're going to start getting into the third quarter earnings season, which is going to be interesting for stocks for sure. We'll see how much continued shutdowns and things like that have hampered, and if there's been a downturn in any of that. This is an improvement from its projection last month when it adjusted. For Delta, they bottomed out later part of August, first part of September. Business traffic is growing back in the US. Domestic travel bookings are expected to surpass 2019 levels next year. So that's good news for Delta. I was invested, but I did sell. July, I believe. June. Beginning of July. Continue. And we can go to the next article. Tesla vehicle deliveries hit another record. Q3 beats analyst estimates. So Tesla, good news for anybody who's holding Tesla. Let's see the article. Tesla said on Saturday that it delivered a record electric cars in the third quarter, beating Wall Street estimates after chief executive Elon Musk asked staff to go super hardcore to make quarter-end delivery push. Tesla has weathered the chip crisis better than rivals, with its overall delivery surging 20% in the July to September period from its previous record in the second quarter, making the sixth consecutive quarter-on-quarter gains. In China, rising exports to Europe and the introduction of a cheaper Model Y helped boost Tesla's production. Musk said Tesla suffered an extremely severe parts shortage earlier in the third quarter and had urged employees to make quarter-end delivery push. The end of the quarter delivery wave is unusually high this time, he said in the email. I've been seeing a ton of Teslas. Have you guys realized that? There's a ton of Teslas. Has anybody else realized that or seen how many Teslas there are on the road? It used to be like a rarity, and now they're everywhere. Tesla delivered 241,300 vehicles globally in the July to September quarter, up 73% from a year earlier. Analysts had expected the electric car maker to deliver 229,000 vehicles, according to Refinitiv data. General Motors, Honda, and some of its bigger rivals posted declines in U.S. sales in third quarter. So Tesla, good job. Delivered 232,000 of its Model 3 compact cars, Model Y, and 9,275 of Model S and Model X. It's a good job, Tesla. Yeah, there's a ton of Teslas. They really own the road. In GA too? Yeah, they're I see them everywhere. Continue. All right, so good news for Tesla and anybody holding Tesla. Let's see where Tesla's at right now. TSLA. $7.98, up 3% today. Up almost 9% for the month now. Good job, Tesla. Next article. Fed Vice Chair. We got another one here. Fed Vice Chair traded into stocks on eve of Powell pandemic statement. Bloomberg. Let's see the article. We had some ultimate insider trading going on at the Fed. The U.S. Federal Reserve Vice Chair Richard Clarida traded between $1 million and $5 million out of a bond fund into stock funds one day before Chair Jerome Powell issued a statement indicating potential policy action due to the worsening COVID-19 pandemic. So we already saw that two Fed chairs did this already, and they're now retiring, or they resigned. Clarida's trades were described in his 2020 financial disclosures, showing the shifting of funds out of a PIMCO bond fund on February 27th and buying the PIMCO Stock Plus Fund and the iShares MSCI USA Minimum Volatility Factor Exchange Traded Fund in similar dollar ranges on the same day. The next day, February 28th, Powell released a statement that said coronavirus poses evolving risks to economic activity. He added that the Fed was closely monitoring developments and their implications for economic outlook. Continue. Vice Chair Clarida financial disclosure for 2020 shows transactions that represent a pre-planned rebalancing to his account, similar to a rebalancing he did and reported in April 2019. The transactions were executed prior to his involvement and in deliberations on Federal Reserve actions to respond to the emergence of the coronavirus and not during a blackout period. The selected funds were chosen with the prior approval of the board's ethics official. The Bloomberg report comes as two other Federal Reserve officials came under scrutiny for investment trades they made last year and announced their retirements on Monday. We need a Fed tracker, just like we have the QuiverQuant website or SenateStockWatcher.com, where you can keep tabs on what Congress is doing with their investment portfolios. Continue. Rivian details $1 billion loss. Amazon deal in IPO filing. So Rivian is a company that we're keeping a close eye on because they're going to IPO soon. I wonder if they're going to... Let's see if there's any coming up here. Not yet. I hope they make it available on Robinhood to invest, because this one has seen a lot of hype and actually pretty cool vehicles. Let's see the article. Rivian Automotive, the maker of electric pickup, backed by Amazon, disclosed a net loss of almost $1 billion in the first half of the year in its initial public offering paperwork. The Irvine, California-based startup, in a filing Friday with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, listed the size of the offering as $100 million, a placeholder that will change when terms of the share sale are set. Rivian was seeking to be valued at about $80 billion. I don't know if they're going to be worth that much. But with $10.5 billion raised from backers including Amazon and Ford, an established factory in Illinois, and thousands of reservation holders for its R1T truck and R1S sport utility vehicle, Rivian is among the most serious competitors lining up to take on Tesla. Continue. The filing revealed new details about Rivian's pact with Amazon, underscoring how the startup has tied its future to one of the biggest benefactors. The e-commerce giant will have exclusive rights to Rivian's delivery vehicles for 4 years after receiving its first one, and it gets right of first refusal to buy the vans for 2 years after that. Amazon has ordered 100,000 last-mile trucks by 2030, with the first 10,000 due this year. But the filing shows that this is what I thought was interesting and why I'm sharing this article, because this is a company that we're keeping an eye on. But the thing is, just like with Lordstown Motors, the orders aren't firm. So they've ordered 100,000, but the filing show that Amazon Logistics Unit isn't bound to buy any electric vehicles from Rivian, and that can still work with other potential automotive partners. I don't like that, because the whole reason this thing got hyped up is, yeah, the truck looks good, it has good utility, but I don't know if the company is worth that much if Amazon doesn't actually buy all those vehicles. Continue. Indebted Evergrande is set to raise more cash from partial sale of its property services unit. So it looks like this might not have been the... they're really trying to pay back their debt. And we'll see how this goes. Let's see the article. Continue. Indebted developer Evergrande, which is a property development company in China that's about $300 billion in debt, and they're having problems servicing their debt. And so there's potential for if they don't handle this properly, there's potential for a crisis that can spread beyond China's borders and can affect banks in the Asia-Pacific region, possibly even into Europe if some of those are exposed to it. So Evergrande is set to sell part of its stake in its property services unit, the second asset sale in as many weeks as a liquidity-squeezed property giant scrambles to raise cash. Trading in shares of Evergrande and Evergrande Property Services was halted Monday morning. In a filing with the Hong Kong Exchange, Evergrande said it requested the trading halt ahead of an announcement about a major transaction. Evergrande Property Services said the announcement constitutes a possible general offer for the shares of the company. Chinese developer Hobson also suspended trading of its shares, citing an impending announcement of a major transaction to acquire the shares of a Hong Kong-listed company. Without specifying Chinese state media, Global Times reported, citing unnamed media reports, that Evergrande will sell about 51% of its property services arm to Hobson for more than $5 billion. Continue. I agree that the Chinese government will bail them out. They're going to have to keep a lid on this thing spreading. Last week, Evergrande said it'll sell a $1.5 billion stake in Shengjing Bank to a state-owned asset management firm, so the state's already involved there. Evergrande's debt has stoked investor concern as it warned twice it could default, roiling markets. The property giant has also missed interest payments on 2 offshore bonds in recent weeks, leaving overseas investors in limbo. So far, the firm has remained silent on those payments, buckling under the weight of more than $300 billion in debt. I don't understand why the company would go that far in debt. Evergrande has been trying to offload stakes in other assets. So at least they're trying to do something about it. That should maybe calm the market there in China, the property market, a little bit, and keep the fears down of people outside China that are exposed to Evergrande. Next article. Virgin Galactic Chairman Chamath Palihapitiya says Bitcoin has replaced gold. This guy's a very smart guy. I've been listening to a couple of podcasts. He's a very smart investor. Let's see the article. Virgin Galactic's chairman and CEO of Social Capital, Chamath Palihapitiya, says Bitcoin has effectively replaced gold, having predicted that the price of cryptocurrency would hit 200,000. I don't know if it has replaced gold. I think gold is still obviously valuable, but it definitely is a store of value. Virgin Galactic chairman talked about Bitcoin in an interview with CNBC at the Delivering Alpha conference last week. The billionaire executive said is also the founder and CEO of Social Capital. Earlier this year, predicted that the price of Bitcoin would hit 200K in about 5 years. Commenting on his price prediction, he said Wednesday, "It's very hard for me sitting here to give you a price prediction, but I can pretty confidently say that Bitcoin, I think, has effectively replaced gold and will continue to do so, and so that market cap is just going to grow." Continue. Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash? I prefer Bitcoin as a store of value. The price of Bitcoin is 48,000 and its market cap is 905 billion at the time of writing. Right now we're at 47,000 something. He has long been a supporter of Bitcoin. He revealed last year in 2013, I bought a lot, and at one point I think I had almost 5% of all the Bitcoins. My basis is about $80 a coin. Wow. That is incredible. I've never bought more. The billionaire investor was quoted last week saying, I've put a lot of money outside of Bitcoin, obviously, tens of millions, hundreds of millions. Like small capital right now, it could get very big, but irrespective of what I do, I will say that we need to pay attention to it because I think implications are enormous. Continue. He explained that cryptocurrencies and decentralized finance are part of the Web 3.0, while Google and Facebook dominated the first two versions of the internet. The next stage of the evolution of the internet is rebuilding all that stuff without an obvious leader. The Virgin Galactic chairman said, it's completely headless, it's entirely peer-to-peer, and I think that it's both scary and exhilarating. He also reportedly commented on whether regulators could kill Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Some people, such as Bridgewater Associates founder Ray Dalio, have warned that governments could kill cryptocurrency if it becomes really successful. However, many others say it's not possible to kill crypto, including Elon Musk, who recently suggested that governments should do nothing. I agree. Continue. U.S. lawmakers urge Fed Chair Jerome Powell to support crypto innovation. Let's see it. Several U.S. Congress members have sent a letter to Fed Chair Jerome Powell asking several questions regarding the Fed's efforts on cryptocurrency regulation. The bipartisan letter has signed by Reps Tommy Emmer, Darren Soto, Frank Lucas, Ted Budd, Ro Khanna, Glenn Thompson, and Eric Swalwell. Continue. Empowering individual Americans to become everyday investors should be our highest priority. Decentralized digital assets provide that opportunity. The Federal Reserve must work to support domestic innovation. Our government should never be in the business of thwarting innovation, which they have been doing for years. The congressman explained that his letter highlights concerns with Powell's statement that the biggest supporting argument for a Fed-issued digital currency is that it could eliminate the need for private sector innovation. The letter points out that cryptocurrencies are subject to overlapping regulation from multiple regulators, including the Fed, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, Securities and Exchange Commission, the CFTC. Continue. Noting that crypto adoption has been hobbled by a lack of regulator clarity, Powell was asked what steps the Fed is taking to coordinate with other federal regulators on the development of policy guidance for digital assets such as cryptocurrencies and other critical related policy issues such as custody and accounting to ensure the United States remains a leader in financial innovation. I think that we're going to see regulation here fairly soon, or at least they're going to start talking about what they're going to try and implement, which will be good because that will calm the fears in the market that it's going to go down, that they're going to crash it, that they're going to get rid of it, which I don't think that they'll be able to do. There's too much money in it at this point, and there's too many hedge funds, too many banks that are already invested in this. I don't think it's going anywhere. Shiba Inu. Yeah, I saw a lot of those altcoins I tend to stay away from. I know that there's a lot of money that could be made. There's a couple that I have that I invest in. I can't follow all of them. I'm invested in Dogecoin a little bit. I know that Shiba Inu is one of those altcoins. Let's see where that one is at. A lot of them have been going up. It's up 26% today. Yeah, I mean, with those, it's trading at 0.0001004. I mean, with those small amounts of decimals there, I don't like investing in things like that. I agree. I think that gold is not done. Gold is still a store of value. Otherwise, you'd see governments selling off their gold instead of buying gold. I know that India and Russia are still buying gold almost every single month. Baby Dogecoin, I have billions. There's a 394 trillion circulating supply of Shiba Inu. So for it to go to, there would need to be some serious volume on that, some serious money that's pumped into Shiba Inu before it goes up to, $1 or whatever. Gold is stable, but gold is also, as we've seen in the past, gold and silver is manipulated. I think that if it wasn't manipulated, that we would have already seen way more volatility in it. ADA, yep, ADA is one that I'm in, Cardano. Let's go over the stocks to research for today. So since we've been on a theme of real estate, I'm gonna keep it going here. One stock that you can take a look at. It's an ETF. It's XLRE. It's the Real Estate Select Sector SPDR Fund. The investment seeks to provide investment results that, before expenses, correspond generally to the price and yield performance of publicly traded equity securities within the Real Estate Select Sector Index. So this includes real estate management companies, development, and REITs, but no mortgage REITs. It's an excellent fund to take a look at and keep a pulse on the real estate market. It's fairly low risk, has an annual dividend yield of about 3.10%, which is fairly high for an ETF. They currently have about $4 billion in assets. It's trading off its 52-week high at 44.93. The 52-week high was at 48.81, so almost 49. This fund has had a return of around 11.48% since inception in 2015. So XLRE. XLRE is an excellent ETF that you can take a look at just to keep a pulse on the real estate market. So if you want to take a look at that, every day, what the real estate market is doing. Do I want to keep my REITs? Do I want to sell it? So XLRE is an ETF of most companies in the real estate sector. So you can take a look at that one, XLRE, Real Estate Select Sector SPDR Fund. And yeah, that's low risk. That's fairly low risk. Medium risk, Energy Transfer, ET. I don't know if I've had this one on here before. I don't think I have. This is a company that I have in my portfolio. Energy Transfer LP, ET is the ticker symbol. It's an energy company which owns and operates a portfolio of energy assets in the United States. The company's operations include natural gas midstream and interstate transportation, storage assets, crude oil, natural gas liquids, and refined product transportation and terminal services, and then acquisition marketing. They also invest in other oil storage and transportation companies. They're also invested in Sunoco and USA Compression Partners. This company has been in my portfolio for a while. It's recently come off a high of $11.55 to $9.81, so that's trading around $9.80, right around the $10 mark. I wanted to share with you so you can see if there's a price point you'd like to buy into this one. I like the dividend yield, which is currently around 6.26%. When I bought into it, it was over 8%. But this is I like this company. They're trading around 1.22x book value and only 7.9x price to earnings ratio. It has had a lot of insider buying the last quarter, almost 3 million shares. Their revenue isn't stellar, and the stock might continue to drop a little bit, but they've consistently paid out dividends, and that's one of the main reasons why I'm invested in this one. Yeah, I agree, Justin. If Shiba Inu would have to, basically all the world's money supply would have to go into it for it to crank to where, and they're doing a lot of that with these cryptocurrencies. There's going to have to be a lot more liquidity for it to crank to the point where they want it to. I like to look for, when I look at cryptocurrencies, short of speculation. So I'll invest in some where I think, where it's basically almost a gamble. Like, I think this is going to go up, so I'm going to invest, make some money, get right out of it. But there's other cryptocurrencies that I invest in that have more of a value beyond just trying to make a quick profit. So there needs to be some utility to it. Like Bitcoin is a store of value. Ethereum is used by, is used for NFTs. It's used for a lot of other things than just using it for transactions. So they use the Ethereum Ethereum technology, the Ethereum blockchain, for more than just transactions. XRP, which has cross-border payment applications, all of that. So those are great companies that I look at, or great cryptocurrencies that I look at if it has more value than just speculation. AR is up 8.43% today. Wow. Yeah, that is true with cryptocurrencies. For high risk, DRN. So this is in keeping with the real estate theme. DRN is the daily MSCI Real Estate Bull 3X shares. The investment seeks daily investment results of 300%. What's that? DRN. Yep. So this is a, basically what this is an ETF of various real estate companies. When it goes up 1%, when that real estate ETF or when the real estate market, all those companies go up by 1%, this stock goes, or this ETF goes up by 3%, so it's 3x leveraged. So this is one that you can keep on a watch list. If the real estate market is cranking, this might be one that you can buy into, buy some options. And this is very high risk, obviously, because you can lose a lot of money quick, and that's why it says daily MSCI. So this is almost like daily. So take a look at it on a daily basis. Don't take a look at it as like an investment for the long term. So this DRN, it's 3x leveraged real estate ETF. And then the opposite of that is DRV. DRV, which is another high risk. So that's the MSCI Real Estate Bear 3X shares. So it's the same as the other one, only inversed. So if the stock goes down by 1%, this one goes down by 3%. Or this one goes up by 3%. So if it goes down, then the value of this stock goes up. The value of the ETF goes up. DRV and DRN, very high risk. But if you're following the real estate market, good tools to have. You can make some quick money or lose some quick money. So those are the stocks that I have for today. Stocks and ETFs. Low was XLRE. Medium was ET Energy Transfer. So if you might want to get into that one. I like that company, and I'm invested in that one mainly for the dividend. 6.26% currently. And then DRN and DRV. Just some tools to keep in your portfolio. And if you would like to donate today to Revival Today, partner with us as we're building a church. We're going to be on television across the entire United States. Gerald added ET. Awesome. I like that company. You can do so today by going to Revival Today and revivaltoday.com and click Give Now. You can do hashtag donate on Facebook. Text RT to 50155. $ RT Give. Venmo at RT Give. revivaltoday.com/PayPal for PayPal. And you can also give cryptocurrencies by scanning the QR code you see on the screen there. You can also call our office at 412-446-2332. If there's any cryptocurrencies you'd like to donate that you don't see there, be happy to help you out with that. And you can also send us a check, Revival Today, P.O. Box 7, Prosperity 15329. And then don't forget to claim your offer, revivaltoday.com/offer, which is our Buy the Dip shirt. Yep. And
oh yeah,
a mouse pad for anybody who's interested. I'm going to put this in one random one for this week. For today. This week. And we've got a bunch of Wall Street Bets sticker that you can put on the back of your laptop. With the Wall Street Bets guy on it. So we're going to be throwing those in there for you too, so you can show everybody that you're a stonk investor. To the moon. Let's see what else we have here. Look at this. This is the perfect one we can send to AOC. Diamond hands, everybody. So we'll be throwing some of those in with the stuff that we send out. I'm glad you like the shirt. Where can I go to learn about the basics of investing in the stock market? Basics of investing, Investopedia is one of my favorites. So if you go to Investopedia, can you guys pull it up real quick before we end? Yeah, Investopedia. Investopedia. If you go up to education, it'll teach you everything that you need to know. So you can go to education, go up to education, hover over it. Oh, it doesn't bring up the thing. Can you click on it? And then, go to investing essentials. Investing trading on the side there. So it'll give you a whole bunch of things that you can do, portfolio management, technical analysis courses. It'll show you everything. It has all definitions, all everything. I like this one. And then what it also has, it has up there, it has a simulator. And what you can do with that is it gives you $100,000 in virtual cash. So you can sign up for an account with them, and you can invest $100,000 in virtual cash and see how you do. And yeah, and just invest a little, just a little bit. You can download the Robinhood account or download on your Cash App and just invest a little bit, see how it goes. And yeah, I mean, the best way to learn about the stock market is by doing it. Because there's a lot that goes into it. But the quickest education that you're going to get on the stock market is if you actually invest in the stock market. You don't have to start investing with a lot of money. You can start small, $100, $200, $50 even, and then just see how it goes. You can buy fractions of shares on Robinhood. So if you want to invest $1 in a company, you can do that. Awesome. Well, thanks so much. Do you think XLM? I don't think XLM will get to XRP's price. But XLM also has utility because one of the founders of XRP is left XRP and started XLM. So there's also some utility to XLM for cross-border payments, infrastructure for CBDCs, things like that. But I think XRP is the better one out of the two. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for hanging out. And go out there, make some money today. Let's see where the stocks are still down. As far as I can see here, yep. But even if stocks are down, wow, the NASDAQ is getting crushed, 1.5%. Even when stocks are down, you can still make some money. You can buy partial shares in Fidelity too. Awesome. Thanks so much for hanging out, and go out there, make some money, and I will see you all tomorrow.